Welcome to another exciting episode of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 19 review. In this chapter, we see how Arya is able to reflect the Iron Sand from Ryu. Also, we see Mitsuki go batshit crazy on Konohamaru, and Jun explaining why love might be the X factor to possibly defeating them as well. And before we start, we got Rayshawn, who's been a constant guest in the show. Rayshawn, can you tell the viewers out there where can they find your podcast?
You guys can find my podcast on all your podcasting platforms such as Spotify, Apple. We are even on YouTube. We've been posting a lot of interviews with voice actors, so check us out. I even got one with your boy. We're talking to Shikamaru Nara, and it will be coming out soon.
Yes, sir.
Funny.
Yeah. All right. Also, hit the subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it. So, enough of us talking. Let's get into the chapter. We see Shiki infusing the blade with his chakra and telling him, if you apply your wind style sword jutsu to it, you'll be able to manipulate Iron Sand somewhat. And Arya, he's looking like, yo, bro, like, if you give me this ability, I can probably take you on. I love how Shiki gives him the humble pie, like, bro, like, it's a little handicap, but don't worry, I can still beat your ass. And I love that part right there. And Shiki's blade turning black as well, too. Look really badass as well. And this panel right here gave me vibes of Kawaki. I'm doing all this to protect my father, and that's why I will expand our powers as much as possible. And Arya's like, father this, father that. That's all you talk about. And it gave me vibes of Kawaki's, because mind you, before the time skip, Kawaki was so freaking obsessed with Naruto. I know both of them are orphans, and, you know, all the love they got, you know, it definitely means a lot to them. Craziness of loving their father, a little too much. I understand from Shika's standpoint of view that he wants to give the ability to make sure that he is protected. I understand that, but Kawaki's obsession with Naruto was a little too much. At least Shinki's not as bad as Kawaki. What's your thoughts on, you know, with Arya getting his blade infused with Shinki's chakra?
With the whole infusing his chakra into the blade, I thought that was interesting, to the fact that he wants to get stronger, and he's basically put himself in a disadvantage with him, especially when you get to see how that helps them fight the Nishiki clone that they're going against, and it really helps them out. So it makes it interesting to see the type of person that Shinki is, to the point that he's able to, like, you know, I'm going to do all this so I can get stronger, so that I can protect Gaara, basically. And it makes you go down to the mindset to, like, what was his circumstances before Gaara found him? You know what I mean? Like, what did Gaara do to basically put this type of mindset to him? Because I liked the fact that, what's his name was like, dang, the way you feel about him, I wish you could spend you can look towards what's her name, because that's the person that love you the most. And he basically give him the same type of spiel type of thing. But I will say that when this chapter explains everything to the way that's like, we think that Kawaki is crazy for how much he's willing to do for Naruto and everything, but they break it down in this chapter to why people are do that, like why people are willing to make that type of thing. So I'm not gonna say it right here, but I'm just gonna say it's like it sort of makes sense for the fact that you see people do a lot of crazy things when they're pushed to certain situations, and they have to do something for the person that they care about. You know what I mean?
Hey, like I said at the beginning of the episode, we won't dive too much into it till later on. But love is the biggest X factor with everything that's going on in Boruto, with Kawaki, Shiki, Sadara, Sumire, everything is falling with the word love. But we'll talk about it later on.
Oh man. Well, you said it. I'm gonna say that's the key right there. And that, when they said that and they were talking about human emotions, and he was like, "But there's one, that's the king of all" type shit, and it made so much sense. But
Then we get to where Arya frees Mitsuki using Lowstone Stand Sealing Blade. He frees Mitsuki because as of right now, Ryu is using his sand to control him. And then we see Arya take control of everything, telling Mitsuki and Sadara, go after them, focus on attacking him, and I will take care of the Iron Sand for you. And I'm not gonna lie to you, these panels, they look pretty badass, where Ryu is using his Iron Sand, and we see Arya just reflecting everything. Give me the Asta vibes from Black Clover, where it's anti-magic, just reflecting everything. Then we see Sadara going for, see her using Fireball Jutsu. Then Mitsuki turns into stage mode. He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna fuck around. I'm gonna activate my full power and go all out. And we see his snakes taking full control of Ryu. And dude, these panels look so freaking badass. I'm not gonna lie to you. But then you see him dissolve. And I'm like, holy shit. He can turn himself into Iron Sand, which reminded me of Crocodile when he fought Luffy in Alabasta. I'm like, holy shit. Cool moment right there. That just gave me vibes at that, which is pretty cool. And I love how Arya is able to pinpoint certain direction where Ryu is at, and he's taking him down, which is so freaking badass. I love that right there. And Ryu is getting caught by surprise as well too. He's like, holy shit. And while he's manifesting back to his form, Mitsuki is not playing no games and taking him down, giving him no chance to come back in full form. And then we see Sarada use Chidori. She didn't activate her Megunkyo Sharingan, but she did activate her Sharingan. But I'm like, there's two things I'm waiting for Boruto since the time skip. Sarada activated her Megunkyo Sharingan and Momoshiki. We're not gonna get into Momoshiki, but those are two things I'm really waiting for so far in Boruto. But enough of that. Your thoughts on a quick little battle before we head on to some other stuff.
You just want to see if she got any Mangekyo abilities, don't you? I will say I am very surprised on how good they are doing against Rio. I am very surprised. Why? It's because you would think he would be able to, like, I would say the sword tech thing is pretty cool. The fact that he can stop the metal sand and basically stop it from moving and kind of stagnate it type shit. I will say though, this is a useful sword.
Yeah.
Only its ability. You know what I mean? Like only for metal sand. Like if he could do anything else, I don't think the sword would be able to do would be that big of a factor. So I think it's a cool sword and everything, but I just don't know how this will affect any other battle other than this one. I like the fact that they're actually useful. I like that when they actually have people that come in and they're actually useful. Mishki, I want to see some more with his Sage Mode. I feel like he's using it. I just not seeing a lot of stuff being actually done with it. It's like, come on. And then I would like to see a little bit more from Sadara.
Yeah, great.
But, I mean, I still want to give him props for the fact that they're actually pushing this man to actually have to use a lot more defensive type things. Because in my mindset, I would think he'd just be more like just like pinning them off, like shooting them down one by one type thing. But I will say, I guess the sword is really handicapping his ability low key.
To piggyback what you said, like I love that they're not giving him no chance to breathe. Every time he's gathering his back to his form, they're taking him down right away. Really like that.
Especially because a lot of times you see situations like this and that person is just playing with them. You know what I mean? Which I will say, I do think he's playing with them. I don't think he's at full strength because like they're holding him off, but they haven't put him in a position where I was like, okay, they're gonna win. You know what I mean? But they're keeping him at bay.
Yeah. All right. So you want to talk about batshit crazy Mitsuri and Konohamaru situation going on?
Basically, they're in a face-to-face situation, and she is going batshit crazy because Konohamaru just can't it himself to just be like, just call me Konohamaru. You know what I mean? I don't know if a person got a gun in your head and they like, just let me call you by your motherfucking name. That's it. That's all you want. Go ahead. That's all. Like I guess he has this like virtue that he's like, I can't do this. Only people I respect or like can call me by my name or something like this. But I will say, from the perspective that from Konohamaru's perspective, that I can see why he's like, damn, all I say is you can't say, we still talking like, damn, you about to kill me over this type of thing. But then you got what's her name kind of watching this, Ada watching this from her eyes from a different location, basically giving the same information to Koshi Kenji, basically telling them everything that's going on. And I like a moment when she was like, I don't think it's the fact that she can't say his name. It's the fact that y'all can't get that relationship for her to be able to call you by your name. And I thought that was interesting. These are a lot of things people are saying, and I feel like it's not getting pointed out. Because I feel like if she would have said that to Konohamaru, maybe something would have snapped for him, because it's just kind of crazy that this situation is going on. Then you got Koshi Kenji, Boruto, they kind of in the room talk. Boruto on his like, oh man, I'm gonna have to jump there type shit. He like, bruh, nah, you don't need to go in there. Just let it play out. I done told you what's gonna happen. Like, I don't understand why you tripping out. Like, let it play when it's a good moment for you to come. Because how I feel like everything's playing out, Boruto's gonna come to that battlefield because it just seemed like he's gonna come. Because I don't think the other Ten Tails clones are gonna come and basically fuck up the fight. I don't think they're gonna come. But I will say that I do like their relationship they're kind of having and stuff like that. And it makes me wonder if they already had plotted and had that thing they said, oh, I wonder if this has Boruto's sign on it. I wonder if that actually has a sign on there and he can actually appear. Or if someone got like something for him to appear there. Because somebody have to have one of his flying Ranjin signs on them. But also somebody could have it on them and not know either, because technically they don't disappear. But that's all I gotta say for that little moment right there.
Going back to the Mitsuki and Konohamaru situation, I feel this is all about pride. It's like, bro, you're a shinobi. When in these missions, put your pride aside, and the mission comes first. Just let the
Be a ninja.
Yes. You're like 28 years old, bro. You know the situation. Let her say your name. I understand she's somebody that you truly, truly care about, but play the fool. Continue to play the fool. Like, it's just a goddamn name. And while she's trying to devour him, bro, you can activate Rasengan with one hand. Just blow that shit off, like, and get away from it. Like, Konohamaru pisses me the fuck off, dude. Because like, you're supposed to be, the leader of Team 7, Kakashi level, Might Guy, Asuma, all these fucking senseis, and you're doing this dumb shit. And you're 28 fucking years old, not a fucking kid, not a teenager. You're our age.
I mean, you can't play it off like that. Try to play it off like you're just trying to, like, this is just another girl. You're supposed to be an expert at lying. Come on, that's in the Ninja Handbook. You can't play it off? Like, that's what's pissing me off right here, low key.
And then one of my favorite parts, right? Because like Boruto's asked about the situation. He's like, yo, how's Sarada and everybody doing? Are they doing okay? Can they take him down? Should I pop up? And I love how he never says Konohamaru's name. He didn't give two shits about him. Never brought him up or nothing. He's like, yo, how those two are doing? And it has me thinking, like, does he have some type of animosity towards Konohamaru? Because he could easily said, how's everybody doing? He just said, how's Sadara and Mitsuki doing?
Well, that could also be on the fact that he's like, Konohamaru the sensei. He should be able to at least handle his situation. You know what I mean? You would think so, like, but the fact that he'd be like, no, they actually okay. You won't have to say your teacher because that motherfucker didn't die. Which I will say, he did decide to go and handle that by himself, which he probably should have brought one of them or with him or something, but I don't know.
And I'm going to say this. The dynamic between Kashikoji and Boruto is being tested right now because Boruto's so bad and wants to go out to the field, and Kashikoji sound like, no, you are a liability. The minute you go out there, during my attack, and I think Boruto's patience is getting tested. Isn't it to the point that if Sarada and Mitsuki are getting hurt really badly, he's gonna say fuck it and just leave and do what he has to do to save him.
The thing is, I understand from like Boruto's perspective but the thing to me is, you got a person who tells you he can see the fucking future. Let me use my ability. If I'm telling you there's no reason for you to go, stop asking me. I'm gonna tell you when you need to go. Like it makes no sense to me. Like it's like I don't know. If I was Coach Ikenji and he left, that's the end of our little relationship. I'm gone. You can't find me. He's like, what are you gonna do? Like, I know when you're trying to comfort me type shit. Now what you gonna do? How you gonna beat him now? You gonna beat him without me now? Oh, let's see that. That's the interesting thing. But I do say there is probably one person who could find him low key. And I think he's probably looking for him right now. And I think that's a motto. I think a motto can find him. Like, low key.
All right. So we're gonna get to the biggest X factor of Boruto. Jiren right now is just talking about the human ways, the way human things, the way humans feel. And he's saying that life forms should obey their instincts to thrive towards the goal known as evolution. It's a harmful side effect of acquiring intelligence, and it's why humankind faces a fatal flaw. Unlike us divine trees who stay true to our instincts, yet because of social nature, humans bind themselves with restraints, call reasoning, dulling that instinct. This other concept carries it with the biggest risk of causing even divine trees. He even saying it. This X factor right now will cause us the biggest issue. Love. Something that they could probably never even feel or understand those words. And like I said before, like Kaoki loves Naruto, Shiki loves Gaara, Sadara loves Boruto, Sumire loves Boruto. Like the word love, like it's something that you can never think about because he's thinking of the situation where he fought against Team 10 and everybody knew that they could die, but their main focus was trying to save Himawari. And he was thinking like, damn, that's smart. Like I wouldn't even never thought about that. But even though it's a foolish decision, love helped them, get to that situation. And I'm thinking like, wow, like I love how the Shinjus are thinking of every emotions when it comes to the human aspect. Like thinking like that's something that we would never feel because they're Shinjus. You know what I mean? Like they'll understand intelligence, fear, and all that stuff. But love is one of the biggest things that even in real life is the most complicated thing in the world. And he's thinking like this could be the biggest X factor against us. What's your thoughts about that?
I think when he hit that on the nail, gave his few examples, then you start thinking about the Naruto universe. Love is the ultimate factor. I mean, love is the reason why Itachi destroyed his whole clan to save one person. I mean, love is such a strong emotion in Naruto, and the fact that I mean, Toby Rama didn't even want to tell the Sasuke what was the true power of the Uchihas. Love. It's so crazy how just that small word just makes so much things kind of make sense, because the fact that it also makes you think about does a Noji have a little thing for Himawari or something like that, because it's just a little interesting. But it also, I mean, there's all different type of love there too, because it don't necessarily got to be the love that like you want to do something, or it could just be family love or stuff like that. So it don't necessarily got to be that. But I just thought that was interesting that he brought that up, because I was like, I wonder if he did do that. Like, that's my bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't thought the thing ever be. Like, I thought that was interesting. But them explaining that and them breaking that down, because I mean, it really explains a lot of the things Kawaki did and why he's so bent home. The fact that he has to kill all the Sushis before he even bring Naruto back. And I'm always at this like situation as like, so do he bring Naruto back then commit suicide because he's still in Osushiki? Like, how does that work out? Like, do you feel like you are the only one that's not going to be affected by this or something? I mean, them breaking this down, and because with what we have seen throughout these few chapters is the fact that these Senju's been going to different villages, literally getting intel, getting books and stuff like that. So based on all the research this man has figured out through all the history of the Naruto world, I would think love has been the main factor for everything. It's made people do things that they normally wouldn't do. It's something that even throughout all the emotions that could happen, he think that can affect the Senjus to do something that they wouldn't instinctively do. And we're seeing it happening with the clone with Muji. She low-key should have devoured fucking Konohamaru. There's no reason they should be talking this long. It's the fact that she's literally breaking down within character, being around this person, is that we're literally seeing this. I don't know how that's going to play into a factor. Low key probably be the reason why he probably be able to beat her, but it just doesn't feel like Konohamaru is going to play onto that. So I don't know.
And talking about love, right? It had me thinking about Sarada. Because I think love played the biggest factor with her unlocking her Mega Sharingan before the time skip. What happened to Boruto? The whole world turned on him, and she's literally having a panic attack. Like, damn, what can I do to save Boruto? And remember, Sasuke pulled up like, yo, where is he? Because I'm going to kill him. And once she activated her Mega Sharingan, she was able to convince Sasuke to, hey, save Boruto. And I think we're gonna get it in a few chapters. I think love's gonna play a factor in here. I feel like her Mega Sharingan has to do with something with love. That's just what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting. I still wonder what her ability is gonna be, man.
Two things: her abilities, Momoshiki. That's all I want. All right, so let's get to the tail end of the chapter. Ryu is getting pissed off, and he's like, you know what? Fuck it. He starts releasing a bunch of claw guns right outside of him, and they're surrounding everybody. And then you see Sarada using Phoenix Flower Jutsu. We see Mitsuki using his Sage Mode, taking down the claw guns. As of right now, they're getting surrounded. Rayshawn, this is where the chapter pisses me the fuck off. Because one of the claw guns bites Yoda, right? Arya goes to cut one of the claw guns. Before I even finish, when Boruto popped up the time skip, he sliced those motherfuckers up like nothing. Like they were just ham and cheese, slicing them up like nothing. This guy got his fucking sword stuck on the shoulder of a clone grime, and guess what they did? They dipped with his sword, and then that's when everything goes to fucking hell after that. I'm like, bro, the one thing you should not have lost was the thing that could take down Ryu was your goddamn sword. And Ryu's like, ha, we got him. What are you gonna do now? And then the chapter ends with Mitsuri devouring Konohamaru and saying that let's become one, and that's how the chapter ends. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why did you lose the one weapon that can help all of us now?
You just got to give it to Rio. That was an amazing plan. I
Oh,
will
smart.
say
Gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to him.
they really made Cold seem useless now. I mean, they using his abilities like it ain't nothing. We ain't seen this man. That's low key a hidden factor. I think somebody need to go and try to find because you could probably low key talk him into helping you try to fight them Senjus. I don't know if what he's gonna do after he fight the Senjus, but I low key think you can get him to help you fight them after how they disrespected the shit out of him. Okay. I think they need to go find him, but the fact that he pulled them claws out and basically had them take his sword and teleport them out of the situation. Gotta give it to the villain there.
Gotta get props.
The fact that he fell for it, lost his sword, and that literally was the main reason that kept him from like getting destroyed. I want to see how like different the fight is now, and I want to see what their actual abilities are because I don't know. I guess wind style is a big one for the Sand Village, but it seemed like only a few of them use the sand abilities and stuff. So I want to see what their actual abilities are and how that's going to affect because now it seems like this might be the moment where Boruto low-key needs to come because the sensei's getting devoured, which I think he probably is going to figure out a way to get out of that. Hopefully, I'm praying. If he don't get out of that with his own power,
Goodbye.
he's just low-key.
Get the fuck
just
out.
Going down and down. He needs to be... At this point, he need to do an all for nothing. Like, bitch, get this off of me or we both dying. I'm about to explode myself into this bitch type of shit. I need that type of moment from Konohamaru. If you're not powerful enough, pretend like you is. Be risky. Shit. For the rest of them, man, I think they're gonna have to pull some shit out of their ass. I mean, Mishki low-key been going 100% from the start. I consider him jumping into Sage mode, him going 100. I don't know if you want to be like, well, he's not using his full Sage power. Okay then. Well, I'm still the fact that he got into that mode to me is just enough. I guess everybody's gonna have to low key do a Black Clover and increase your power at the moment. I mean, you're gonna have to do something, or not we gonna die here tonight. But that's basically where I'm probably gonna leave it off. I will say I do feel like we're getting closer to Boruto arriving.
Boruto to come back and all that stuff. All right, cool, I understand that. But then Sarada's going to step the fuck up and activate her Mangekyou Sharingan. Because Arya is useless without his sword, and Yoda's out of the game right now because she got bit by Claw Grime and she's probably hurting right now. So as of right now, it falls on those two right now. And like I said, like you said, Mitsuki has been stepping up using Sage mode. Sarada, you got to step the fuck up too and activate the Mangekyou Sharingan. It's time. Enough is enough. And Konohamaru, if you don't goddamn it use your one-hand Rasengan, blast the fuck off. If he gets devoured, I'm going to say this right now. If he gets devoured after this mission, you're getting demoted to fucking police work in the village. That's it. You're gonna become a cop at this point because you can't do this anymore.
Okay, he has to step up. The only reason why I say that because he's the only Jonin that I can think that we've seen for real from his class. Maybe there's been some other people that I'm just not thinking about, but you're like the main representation. You're the Hokage's top 8 type shit. You need to be able to do something in this situation. Like that one moment where he had the seal on his chest and was able to break himself out of the fire cage. You need something like that. Like I need to see something, man. Like pull out Sage mode. Like this is what Kishimoto need to be like. Let me do something for the fans. Like Goku Diamond been doing something for the fans.
Before we end it, what would you rate this chapter?
That's interesting. I probably rate it an 8. I feel like it was a smooth read. It was interesting. I mean, it left me wanting more at the end, so I guess that's good. I don't feel like there was no parts that was boring, and I feel like they answered some questions. So yeah, I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, for me, I'll give it a 7.5. The biggest part that I enjoyed the chapter was the X Factor. Love and how the Shinju's. I like how Jiren is becoming this very complex character and wanting to learn all the feelings of a human being, and I'm really enjoying that so far.
Yeah, I hope he's not gonna be one of those characters that break all this stuff down to us in the beginning, and then at the end he get caught up in a situation where love is the reason why they beat him. Like, bruh. You just told us love was the biggest situation. Man, you better be the most anti-love motherfucker about it. Like, that man. Like, Who knows, man? I just feel like it's gonna be interesting.
All right. So before we end it, guys, please comment below and give us your thoughts on this chapter. And Rayshawn, you tell the viewers out there where can they find your podcast.
You guys can find me on all your podcasting platforms such as Apple, Google, Spotify. We're on YouTube. Hit me up at the R Gap or Rayshawn Gasson Anime Podcast, but it's R Gap, and you gotta add anime to it. Then you'll be able to find it.
Also, hit the subscribe button. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And until next time.
Peace.